Hi, this is Jeannie. Welcome to Cakes and Aprons. Today we will be making the pumpkin sour cream pound cake with a brown sugar glaze. This recipe is from the 1950s from my friend's grandma. And like the pound cake, the apron that I'm wearing has been seen in kitchens across many decades. But I made this using the Lorelei pattern from the book A is for Aprons. The reversible apron is so fun to make and it is timeless. Pound cake recipes can be found all over the world. It has its roots in Mexico, the Caribbean, Venezuela, Colombia, and France. But today I want to share with you an American Black history story that shows how important these African American bakers have been to the history of pound cake. But before we get there, we'll go back to 1747. Hannah Glass published a cookbook called American Cookery, where she shares her original pound cake recipe. It's called a pound because it used a pound of butter, a pound of eggs, a pound of sugar, and a pound of flour. And here you can see the original cookbook. But moving forward to Abby Fisher in the 1800s, she was an enslaved South Carolina baker, one of the first published African American chefs. Abby Fisher's book, What Mrs. Fisher Knows About Southern Cooking from 1881, describes how to cream butter and sugar, a process we still use today. Another reason why pound cake is such an important part of Black history is because of the shoebox lunch. Pound cake was one of the foods packed into a shoebox lunch. Shoebox lunches were important during the Jim Crow era, when African Americans could not easily dine out due to segregation. So, putting a meal in a carrier such as a shoebox made it so that one could travel safely with food. The lunches often had fried chicken, boiled eggs, shelled pecans, and sometimes bologna sandwiches, and pound cake. Because pound cake was easy to travel with without it going bad after a few days, pound cake was also used as currency. The delicacy was used to trade for goods such as wool, meat, and rice during the winter months of sharecropping. The pound cake is a constant reminder of the resourcefulness, beauty, and grace of the African American culture. Pound cake and the shoebox lunch is a symbol of sustenance, connection, and the spread of African American culinary identity across the country. So now let's get baking this delicious culinary delicacy, the pumpkin sour cream pound cake. You will need 3 cups of sifted all-purpose flour, 2 teaspoons of baking powder, salt, pumpkin pie seasoning, dark brown sugar, regular sugar, 2 sticks of butter, a half a cup of Crisco shortening, 5 eggs at room temperature, a tablespoon of vanilla, 3/4 cup of sour cream, a fourth of cup of milk or cream, and 1 15-ounce can of pumpkin puree. Begin by sifting your flour, or I'm thinking you can also just get cake flour, which is a lot finer. Then in a medium bowl, you combine the flour, baking powder, salt, pumpkin spice mix, and you set all these aside. Then in a large mixing bowl, you're going to cream together your brown sugar, your regular sugar, butter, and Crisco. Now you beat with a hand mixer, or I used the stand mixer, but really whip it until it's fluffy. It's going to take about 5 to 7 minutes. Then add the eggs one at a time, beat on low speed to incorporate all those eggs, and then add the vanilla, the sour cream, and blend those together. Then add the milk and the pumpkin. Make sure you blend all these together very well. Now you start adding the dry ingredients just 1 cup at a time and blending together until it's a thick batter. Now all you have to do is spray your tube pan, or as I did, a bundt pan, with the baking spray, and then pour in your cake batter. It's going to be nice and thick, so you'll need a spatula. Make sure it is as even as you can in all areas. Sometimes I pick it up and I tap it on the counter to make sure that it is settled evenly. And then you place it in your oven that is preheated at 325 degrees. Bake for 65 to 75 minutes. Mine took around 70-75. You will want to taste this delicious smelling cake, but just wait. You need to make the brown sugar glaze. So first you add a cup of unsalted butter to a pot. Make sure this is room temperature. It's just one stick. Then you add in the brown sugar. You add a half a cup of firmly packed brown sugar to this, and look at this beautiful caramel color. You stir it continuously for a few minutes until it boils, then add the powdered sugar, the 2 tablespoons of milk or cream, and you just keep whisking and whisking until it gets this beautiful, rich, light brown color. Make sure that it is a smooth consistency and then just pour it over the cake. After you pour it over, you add your half a cup of crushed pecans for decoration. And then you have the pumpkin sour cream pound cake with brown sugar glaze.
Candy and cake.
And now we get to try this cake, the pumpkin spice pound cake with a brown sugar glaze. And it is so easy to cut. It just glides right through. I can't wait to try it. I've been smelling this for a few hours. There it is. So beautiful. Oh my gosh. This is so moist and delicious. Yum! Look at that. Remember that this can keep on your countertop in a sealed container for about 5 days, because remember, it was a really good traveling cake. All right, y'all. Well, happy fall and happy baking. I'll see you next time on Cakes and Aprons. Bye.